Hi Hannah, excuse this, we've been making a film about AS. You got off lightly compared to me, I can see. So can you tell me a bit more about your experience of living with AS?
Yeah, sure. So for me, I started experiencing symptoms about 10 years ago. Pain in my lower back and just wouldn't go away. I tried everything. So I went to my GP. They thought that I'd just overdone it in a Pilates class, sent me away with some painkillers, still wouldn't go away. And then I got a referral to orthopaedic surgeon for an MRI scan. Didn't show anything up. That was about roughly a year later, and sort of sent me back on my way. And then about 4 years ago, I had food poisoning that sent my immune system into overdrive. And yeah, it was only then that I was diagnosed with AS.
So how long were you living with this until you realised?
From the initial symptoms to when I finally got that all-important diagnosis, about 10 years.
Wow.
Of not knowing, of being in the dark, thinking, maybe it's something that I'm doing, maybe, I'm just, not for whatever reason, my body just wasn't playing ball, and no one could give me any answers.
So all that time just like going to doctors or seeing specialists?
Absolutely, and trying to, try different medications to see if things work, trying sports, physio, but yeah, nothing seemed to help.
And what did you think it was? How were you thinking about this throughout that whole time?
Honestly, I got to a point where I thought, well, maybe it is all in my head. I mean, these are doctors, of course they know what they're doing, but no, it turns out, this condition, ankylosing axial spondyloarthritis, is it is common.
Did you know deep down that it was real?
I mean, the pain was certainly real, and that I knew that wasn't in my head, and certainly, with what I now know were flares, I would go from times where I could move to times where I couldn't get out of bed, and I knew that wasn't in my head. Otherwise I was a fit and healthy young woman, and trying to go about enjoying my life and living my life, and this thing was always there, at the back of my mind.
So you're finally diagnosed.
Yes.
And how did it feel in that moment?
Honestly, the diagnosis was the game changer. It made a transformational difference for me. That reassurance and relief that no, it wasn't in my head, it was real. And more importantly, even though sadly there isn't a cure, there is plenty of things and support out there to support those of us with AS. So it's about then knowing where to go to access that support and that help. And it's been transformational. I feel like I've got my old self back.
Persistent back pain. Could it be axial spondyloarthritis? Symptoms starting slowly. Pain in the lower back. Improves with movement. Nighttime waking. Early onset. Starts under 40. Check your symptoms at actonaxialspa.com.